It's spring break for us, so I got to spend the weekend or the week with my kids, all the little ones, and we needed to get out of the house for a bit. So I threw them all in the car because it's been raining pretty good here in the valley, and jumped all in the van and took a drive up through the little hills. And there's one place just outside of Superior where when it rains, there's almost always these waterfalls that flow off the sides of these mountains. And as we come through, this was the one place that actually had some water. There wasn't very much, but it was still a nice little sight. The kids sure enjoyed their ride. And then as we get back home, found out that there were some bugs in some flour. And so we had to demolish the entire pantry. We unloaded all the food. We unloaded everything out of there to get it all cleaned up. And it just kind of makes you realize how much stuff is still there at the house that needs to be cleaned up. And we spent about a day and a half cleaning this stuff out and going through every box and everything and all the shelves, sweeping out that pantry.
3 more cans of cream corn, please.
Getting it all figured out, what was still good and what wasn't.
Keep this to your brother.
It'd be nice to have it all back together once it's cleaned out all the way. And then that following day, I actually had a bunch of people that we cooked some pulled pork for and some brisket, and got that all cooked up. My little boy Damon here is shredding it all out so we can measure it up and put 6 pounds per pan and get it to everybody. That stuff sure is good. I was out to dinner with some of my friends last night, telling them about how we came out here and dug up fruit trees and how this guy doesn't want them, and they all says me too, please, me too. So contacted them again, said we could come out. We just dug up another, I don't know, 8 or 9 trees maybe, and I realize I haven't taken any video or anything, but from the last time we were here until now, all the trees have budded out. They've all woken up. Some of them have set fruit on them. And man, I just hope that when we transplant them, shock isn't too great, that they still survive. But he's got oranges, citrus all around the perimeter, all around over here, and that far back walls. That's all citrus. Then this whole section all in here is all stone fruit, or was stone fruit. You can see all the holes that we've dug up, pulled trees out of there. This is a massive passion fruit that's just completely devoured that tree in there. See in here, all around, he's got avocados that are growing, and they're doing amazing. It's sad to know that they're actually going to all be ripped out of the ground because he doesn't, the new homeowner doesn't want them here. And then papayas back here. So there was a finger lime right over here. It's dug up and put in that bag right there. So that's really exciting. And then it looks like there's a kid climbing up that tree looking for passion fruit. Well, we got a bunch more out. We're just taking off right now. We got a bunch more fruit out of the ground. But he's still got a lot here. It's funny, you still look and it just looks like there's trees everywhere still. So, came out here with our friends. As you can see, we dug up an awful lot. They're gonna bring a bunch of these avocados and citrus to their place. And I'm in love with some of these flowers. This is a peach here. More peaches and plums. Clementine. Some grapevines. Is this a Haas avocado? Yeah. So we're on our way back to Wilcox right now. I've got trees in the back right there. The ones we dug up with our friends. I'm sure that the leaves will all get destroyed and I'm hoping they survive the trip. We've got the roots wrapped up in some really moist stuff. Let's hope that they do okay. My boys did a lot of work. I've got a lot of work into those things, and I'd hate to lose them, but you know, the people were gonna tear them out and throw them away anyway, so at least this is a try. This is a chance to get another fruit tree put in the ground, and it didn't cost me anything but a few hours worth of work. We got these trees right here. The boys are just finishing up that, putting in that last little water box next to the tree. There you go. We'll need to, it doesn't look like there's any rain in the forecast, so we'll need to go and get our water tank and fill up these 5 trees. This is the one that I was constantly worried about. See, all that wind just ripped these leaves apart, just demolished and destroyed these things. Whereas the stuff that was somewhat, you know, protected is still okay. Oh. Anyways, we stuck the water boxes right next to them with the wick that's on the bottom of the water boxes. The wick actually is closest to the tree. So here's the water box. Let me have that lid there, Johnny. All right. So here's the lid that goes on it. It has these holes that little plugs go in here that allow the water to come down the baffling here into the holes, and then from there drops down through here and into these buckets like this, and then it gets absorbed by the cotton wicking rope and then wicks out and leaches out the ground closest to that tree, and so it sits like that. And these things just, they either go over the newly planted seedlings, or in our case, some of these big trees, we're putting them right next to the tree. Some of the small trees that we put in, we put them around the trees, and part of me wishes I would have put them all next to the trees, just because eventually this thing's going to outgrow it, and then it's either going to break it or girdle the tree. But you can see this. I have 3 beehives that we found here on the property, and the bees are absolutely loving these trees. Hey, there's a little tiny flower on that nectarine. These are the trees we planted, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago. We didn't add any water to them, and it has rained a little bit out here, and so I keep checking on it. Let's check that out. There's got to be at least 4 inches of water inside that thing. And so it just slowly leaks out. As you can see, this one here, it doesn't have a lot of water in it, whereas the ones we first filled up, they almost are all full up to the top. Like this here. You know, this little thing here, the wind blows and this here just fills up with water, and all the water just leaks down in there. It's got a screen down inside the bottom of that, so none of that dirt can actually get inside the bucket. As you can see, this one is full all the way to the top. So it looks like all my trees are just getting ready to start waking up. Little apricot flower right here. And that just makes me happy. Now, that big mess on the other hand, hopefully I can get the tractor fixed this week and we can start cleaning this mess up. So, but that's what, 5 more trees in the ground. Didn't cost us anything but a little bit of work.